to the Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, it's 11:02. It is a Monday, and you are rolling with the Lock Shop. Thank you very much for being here today. The Lock Shop, like all of Edmonton Sports Talk, brought to you by our great partners over at Play Alberta. If you've not yet used our August code, make sure you do. Just go to playalberta.ca or on the Play Alberta app. Deposit $20. Use the code EST Sports. You'll get a $50 free bet. If you want to dabble in the casino, same thing. EST Casino, $20 gets you $50 in the casino. I've got people on Twitter just absolutely not happy with even who's in the Whipping Boy bracket. So we'll get into that on the oil stream a little bit today. Apparently, Darnell Nurse isn't a whipping boy because the media protect him all the time. I mean, he played well this year, so I think we talked about that, but I'm pretty sure, at least I can speak for us here at Edmonton Sports Talk, called a spade 2 years ago when he was not good. So what are you going to do? This is what happens when you post brackets, and it's hilarious to me. But we'll come back around to it on the oil stream. We got Ike Howard, Calder props. Ta-da! Those are up right now over on Play Alberta. Got him in at 15-1. 7th. I think that's probably a pretty reasonable spot for him, to be honest with you. Especially if he ends up getting a good opportunity in the Oilers' top 6. I don't mind it at 15-1. So if you want to hop on that now, it's Edmonton, it's Play Alberta. This line is probably going to move in that direction. It's not going to come down. So if you want Ike Howard to win the Calder, plus 15 is probably the best number you're going to get at Play Alberta. We do have parlay already up on the EST specials page today. I see Maverick over on the YouTube chat says, I hope Dusty does a CFL teaser today. Winnipeg money line, Elks plus 5.5, Sask plus 3.5, BC money line. I mean, I don't hate that. What we did today, just to kind of get ahead of it a little bit early this week, Bombers and Elks, both to win. Bombers, Elks, both to win money line. Plus 163 after a little bit of a boost over at Play Alberta. When we signed up with Play Alberta, they definitely wanted us to push CFL betting. Nobody anywhere in this country bets more on the Canadian Football League than Edmonton Sports Talk and all the lock shoppers. So I like it. Look, Winnipeg, and we're going to talk about it with us. Winnipeg, I'd be stunned if they're losing at home to Ottawa. And if they're a 7-point favorite right now. So, and then the Elks on the money line is plus 163. In fact, if Huss hasn't seen the lines yet, I guess we can have him dive into the old Guess the Line campaign that we can do here as well. Big Uke is right. There was a good crew at the final tables. There really was. I think it was our largest final sort of table post cutoff last call that we've had at the Nasty Bash with Nasty Bash 3. Which was a pretty good time. Big Maple already over there. Zebby Matthews over 4.5 hits allowed. Nats Royals over 8.5 total runs. Navarez with at least one double. How about that? All right, and the Grandis will be sending something over as well. All right, Huss from Winnipeg Sports Talk. Big game for the Bombers this week. Lots to discuss with Huss. How about Tommy Fleetwood? Hey, the lead going into a round, once again, cannot get his hands on that elusive PGA Tour victory. Let's bring in Huss on a Monday morning. Huss, what's up, my man? How you doing, buddy?
You know, I'm doing well. I am still in somewhat shock of just how amazing that weekend in the CFL was.
Buddy.
I'm sure you've had this conversation with a lot of people, but listen, I can't remember every week of action in the CFL, but you would be hard-pressed ever to have a more exciting, amazing 4-game slate than we just finished in the league. I mean, every single game was an absolute thriller.
4 for 4. 4 for 4 this week. There's a bunch of different stats that we were throwing around over the weekend. We were joking about, we had Rod Smith on our show this morning. And Suits and I, when we were getting ready to call that 4th game, after there'd been 3 bangers already, Suits and I are like, we are getting a dud for sure. There's no way we get 4 for 4 on the thrilling finishes. But think about this. There were well over 250 points scored in 4 games. When we were going in to that Bombers game, it was already at 210. They were averaging 70 points per game through the first 3 games of the week. Just a couple of monster performances. However, despite all of those points being scored, all 4 games were separated by a total of 9 points, which is amazing as well. Hamilton, BC both scored in the final 40 seconds. Montreal, Edmonton both scored in the final minute and 16 seconds. Ottawa, Toronto both scored in the final 2:46. And Winnipeg, Calgary both scored in the final 65 seconds. The BC Hamilton game ended with a Sean White walk-off. Edmonton, Montreal was decided with 15 seconds left. Ottawa, Toronto with 41 seconds left, and then Calgary, Winnipeg with no time on the clock as well. Like us, it literally could not have been any more exciting, any more entertaining, or any closer. Like it was a damn near perfect weekend in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, I mean, listen, unless you're a Bombers fan who's like, how the hell did they lose? Well, one other thing we should mention is that the doubleheader on Saturday saw 2 teams win. One came back from down 22-1, and the other one came back down from 17-0.
Yep.
I mean, you had massive comebacks too. Listen, that's a very, very big loss for the Bombers. I heard you coming in.
Yeah. And that's a tough one. I mean, 4-4. 4-4 is not the end of the world. They're still technically third in the West.
It's not the end of the world. However, Calgary's now 6-3.
Yeah.
You win that game.
Yeah.
You're 5-3. You're ahead of Calgary, and you need to be ahead of Calgary because they've got the home. They already, no matter what happened yesterday or on the weekend, they had the season series. And now they're just a half game up on BC. And yes, I know they've got the season series against BC, but when I look at Winnipeg and when I look at BC, I think it is more likely that BC trends upwards and where the Bombers were at right now. I mean, listen, they've got some injuries.
Boy, Huss, I don't know if I've ever heard you talk about this with your beloved Bombers recently. Like since we launched Lock Shop, they've been so damn good. Even last year, 0-4, right? It was a different feel.
I told you, like even when the team was 3-3, I was more concerned this year than I was at 0-4 or 2-6 last year. Like the secondary is a disaster right now. The offensive line is just not able to be anywhere close to the level that they'd been before. And there's major questions on the quarterback play. I mean, just compare the quarterback play from Winnipeg to what VA did against them, what Nathan Rourke did, what Bo Levi did. I mean, I can go down the list. I mean, that's listen, and part of it maybe is just that the standard is really high here, and this team has been so good for so long, and they're hosting the Grey Cup, but well, it's certainly given us lots to talk about on WST. Hey, just before we get into the rest of the weekend and kind of continue on the CFL, how were you on Saturday? I heard you mention the Nasty Bash.
Yeah.
I saw the picture of the final table. A quick up, like it was a great event. The whole crew was there.
Yeah, Nasty Bash was great. Late night, didn't get back home till about 2. Slept till about 8. Drove to Calgary. Went back to sleep from like noon until 3. Then I did all my prep for the game on Thursday night. Right, I got ahead of it. I was like, I'm just going to be fully prepped. I was get up and go bang this bad boy out. Do you listen to the call or do you just watch the game at a pub or?
Yeah, but we had the sound on.
Okay, I thought I sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And looked good too.
Yeah,
when I was sitting with some of my buddies, knowing that this event had happened the night before, and I'm like, whatever they're going to, and I'm like, oh, here's Dusty. Wow, they either did a crazy job in the makeup truck with him, or he's just
you know what it was. You know what saved me, buddy? It was the nap once I got to Calgary. I was bad. You know, you get up, you're feeling okay. So Tommy knows this company that has they're called Bender extenders, which is it's like 2 hangover pills. So you take it when you start drinking, and it's supposed to make you feel okay in the morning. So I was just like, whatever, I'm going to try these. I'll see if it works. And I tell you, when I first woke up at I woke up at 6, and then I sort of was in and out till about 8. But when I woke up at 8, I was like, you know what? I got into it pretty good last night, but I feel pretty good right now. But then by the time I got to Calgary on the drive, I was pretty bagged again. And if I didn't have like a 2.5 hour nap before the game, I might have been in a little bit rougher shape. But I mean, I woke up, I was calling the game like 90 minutes after waking up. It's great. My energy levels are through the roof.
Who was the MVP of the Nasty Bash?
Probably Big Uke. No surprise.
Yeah.
He received our second ever baptism. I don't know if you saw that on social media. That was out there Friday night. And he put in a really good shift. Yeah, there's Big Uke over in the chat. Says, I took those pills too. Felt pretty good the next day. See, this is the problem.
Like Gazzola is rolling around the Nasty Bash, just handing out pills to everyone called Bender Extender.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. Rob from the Grove says the fireball shots did him, and this is the problem. We go to the St. Albert Rugby Club, having a good time, and they put fireball shots on for $4 a piece. So it's just it's just a steady diet. I'm pretty sure they meet their fireball budget for the year in one night. It's just. What's
the over-under on number of bottles that they went through that night?
Man, I'd probably find out. I'll have to text Fergie and see, but a lot of them.
Fergie's
plus,
prostate?
What's that? Yeah, Fergie's prostate. Yeah, he runs the St. Albert Rugby Club. So that's why we have it at the St. Albert Rugby Club. I feel like this was great because there was rugby going on at the rugby club, like out on the fields. So like parents who were just watching the rugby were like coming in, getting some drinks, going back out. So they must have been like, what the hell? Like you see people with like name tags on, Big Uke, Vance Van Der Van, like all they just, what is happening at the inside of the rugby club? But we were there for the Elks game and we got to watch the Elks win with a big crew. And it was a pretty good time, man. That really added to it. The vibe, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Elks vibes were outstanding at the Nasty Bash on Friday night.
Cody Fajardo is back. What a baller. What a baller he is. I was thinking about this on Saturday, I guess. Like, okay, Cody Fajardo came to prominence as a Rough Rider quarterback, arch rivals of Winnipeg and the Bombers. He then moved on to Montreal, where he put together and authored one of the most heartbreaking sports moments in my life, coming back in the Grey Cup and doing what he did to the Bombers in that final minute. I should hate Cody Fajardo.
It's impossible to hate Cody Fajardo.
That's, I guess, my point. Why I am pulling for him the way that I am, I have no idea, but you just can't help it. Like, listen, I'm pulling for the Elks to be an actual CFL team and be competitive for all of you, because what you guys have been through for the last 5 years has been ridiculous. But of all the guys, you would think that I would have the least soft spot for a former Rider and Alouette quarterback that put the dagger into us. But no, he is an impossible guy to hate and a tough guy not to cheer for. And listen, I was pumped for all of you guys. I was wondering, I hope how was Matty's post game from there? He said that he was going to do the post game show.
Oh yeah. A bunch of us were on it. Reed was on it. I was on it. It was people dancing in behind, tarps off. It was pretty much what you would expect from a post game show at an event called the Nasty Bash. I think it basically, in fact, I think it was the most viewed post-game show of all time that we've had for Elks.
It should have been anyways after that win. I mean,
they're heating up.
I can't imagine a more difficult job than Iwanix had the last few years doing post-game for the Elks.
Oh yeah, he did it at the old place. Now he's doing it here.
Who wants to listen to that? I mean, you're either. And listen, it's this, and it had been the same old story. So for them to do it, Reg Dunlop saying, Huss, you want him traded to Winnipeg for the deadline? Yeah, no kidding. I don't expect that to happen. How about right now?
Yeah,
what do you think about Zach Caleros? You've followed this league for a long time. You've called a lot of games. You have no skin in the game. What is your take on where Zach is at right now?
I like Zach. Like I like Zach a lot.
I love him. Legend in this town.
It's hard to say it, but I think the Zach that we saw for like the first 3 Grey Cup runs is no longer there. Their offensive line, I also don't think is as good as it was a few years ago. I think that factors into it a little bit. But yeah, Zach is past his prime. It looks like he's past his prime. Well, we know he's past his prime. He's in his mid to late 30s now, right? I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league right now.
No.
Right? I think, is that a fair statement? I mean, I'd rather have Rourke. Yeah. I'd rather have VA. We can talk about the whole Fajar, but you'd rather have Harris. You'd rather have Bo. Healthy Davis Alexander. I don't know where Winnipeg fans come out on Drew Brown and the decision to, it's tough to walk away from Zach to go with Drew Brown, but boy, who would you rather have for the next 3 years right now?
Well, no one's Monday morning quarterbacking. I mean, realistically, holding on to Caleros. Like at that time, Drew Brown came in, was a good backup, played a little bit. That's what happens in the CFL.
Had some huge games, though, when he filled in for Zach. Like, he did have some big games, right?
Oh, yeah. He showed he could play. But, I mean, I don't think they were about to do what Montreal did.
Well, it's interesting because Cody was the Grey Cup MVP, and they did decide, like, let's get,
I know. But and listen, I'm not holding that whole thing on Zach. I mean,
I think Zach will still have some good games in him this year, Huss. Like, I think there's a couple of good games coming still, but.
Well, one of them better be Thursday. And I know we'll get into this over the next few days, but this is a huge game. Like, we can now look at the West and see, okay, we've got Calgary and Saskatchewan, and they in all likelihood, I mean, things could change. You know, you got the Labor Day games. Actually, the Bombers have 3 games against Saskatchewan remaining, which, to be honest, isn't a great thing. I mean, with where their record is right now. But let's just assume Calgary and Sask are going to be 1-2. Well, the Bombers have the tiebreaker on the Lions, which is great. They're a half game up.
That's big, yep.
But they have all their games left against Sask. BC has already gone 0-2 against them. Nathan Rourke, to me, is going up. I mean, dude, I know you weren't around on Friday. His performance on Thursday night against the Ticats was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that kid is the truth, man. And if the rest of the team can sort of, get to that level, I know Buck's had some ups and downs, being in his first year head coaching. I mean, I think things are trending up for BC, which means that one of those 2 teams could be looking at a crossover. I'll tell you what, if the Bombers lose on Thursday to Ottawa, all of a sudden, Ottawa's got 4 wins. Winnipeg has 4 wins.
Yeah.
And
that's a huge game, man, right? As far as that whole crossover picture goes.
It is, yeah. We didn't think that the Bombers would be playing huge games against Toronto and Ottawa in the first half of the season, but here we are.
Have you looked at the lines?
No.
Okay. I did say earlier that Winnipeg is a touchdown favorite, so let's just start there.
Absolutely crazy number. That should not be more than 4.
Frankly, be more than 4.
It should probably be 3.5 or 3.
Oh, it's moved to 6.5 now, so it's starting to come down in that direction. Do you think it gets to 3?
No. Like the reputation of the Bombers will still precede them.
And they're at home. They got Brady going last game.
Man,
Castillo, we haven't even talked about that. What a kick. 63-yard bomb. Just incredible, buddy.
That's why I was obviously pissed off that they managed to lose that game. But I was extra choked that they didn't find a way to shut that thing down and have that become arguably the greatest kick in CFL history.
Yeah.
A game-winning 63-yarder in the last minute of play to win by 1 or 2. It was such a nuke. Like, what was it like? I mean, what did you think when he was coming out? Did you think he had a chance?
Look, man, I actually did think he had a chance. But I was still surprised they trotted him out there. I was just like, oh, they'll just keep going. And then they roll him out there. And I've said this story a few times because there was some deep shots in the, because I did that Maltos. He had that 58. I watched a kid on the Calgary Dinos in the Canada West final. I don't know now, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. His name was Nico DeFonte, and it was a blizzard. And he hit a kick at field to win the game in a blizzard from 59 in Calgary, a university kid. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. Like, that was the greatest. I'm telling you, man, it was minus 25. Like, it was insanely cold that day. And this kid stepped up and just banged an ice ball from 59 and hit it to win. It was so, I mean, I'd seen it at the university level at that same stadium. We know Castillo went from 60 plus last year. But I mean, that could have been close to 70. I mean, I think I would not be surprised to see Osh at least go from 65 with Castillo. Like,
after that,
why would you not?
Calgary, I think the air is a little lighter, whatever. Speedy the Welder mentioned, and Sergio gets cucked that day on the freaking highlights too.
Yeah.
The guy from the Jags in the preseason, it's a 70-yarder.
70-yarder. Yeah. No, that was insane. Now, I think because of the pressure and the circumstance of the Castillo kick, it's probably more impressive to me. Like, a minute left in the game. 70 yards is 70 yards. That's incredible. It's a preseason game. It didn't matter if he missed it. Castillo basically had the game on his leg if they didn't blow it defensively after.
What do you remember? It was third down and what?
It's a good point. What was it? I think it was third. Let me try to what happened?
Because
it must have been like 3rd and 7 or something. Let me see.
Yeah, it wasn't 3rd and short.
Because if it was 3rd and 2 or even 3, probably Strevler, and just be like, let's just move this thing ahead.
Yeah, well, they thought that on 3rd and goal down.
I can't. Let me see. I'll try to bring it up.
And 3rd and 1.
Still a ridiculous kick.
But the reason that I say that is that I think that shows, I mean, a little bit of lack of confidence in the Bomber offense that they would be able to get that. Because let's face it, if you get another first down, you get a little bit closer. You run a little bit more time.
At that point, you almost win the game with a first down,
like
right?
The first down. I mean, listen, you still have to make the field goal, but let's just assume that if you think you can make it from 63, you obviously think you can make it from 55 or whatever. The fact that they said, listen, we're going to put this on the backs of our defense if he can kick the 63-yarder. I mean, the clock is still a big factor there as well. And
it's 3rd and 11, Huss.
Okay. Well, then
it was third. It was 3rd and 11. So yeah, that's obviously why they had to go for it.
Times.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know that poor. What's Kelly's first name?
Jake Kelly.
Jake Kelly.
He was getting torched. They were going after him, weren't they?
That's a long day at the office.
Yeah. Yeah, that was tough. Well, it was interesting. And they had Reddick Cramdy listed as the starting safety. He's usually the cover linebacker, right? But there's a lot of Jake Kelly out there, and I'm assuming they were probably moving Cramdy down and around. But yeah, they kept going at Kelly. I mean, VA pretty much couldn't get anything going until that deep shot to Jones, and then they were just like Calgary had their most success when they just started going deep. Like, that was it. It was just like, let's start moving. Mills had a good game. Mills was over 100 yards first time this season, but
they didn't have a first down at that point in the game when they
that was their first down of the game. Yeah, Tevin Jones 2 touchdowns in that game. All right, so that line is moved from 7 to 6.5. We think I would think it probably closes 4.5, 5, because the money's going to be coming in here on Ottawa at that number. The total's 51.5. Elks Argos, Huss. What do you think the line is in this one? In Edmonton, Friday night football.
Elks Argos, Friday night football in Edmonton.
In Edmonton, Commonwealth Stadium, play Alberta Field.
Okay. I'm going to go Elks minus 1.5.
Got it. Nailed it. It looked like you were about to say 2, but you said 1.5 instead.
I said, you know what? The Elks, the same reason they're the anti-bombers. They have the reputation of being terrible for all this time. And they probably, I would say they should at least be a 3-point favorite in this game.
I think it'll close a little bit higher than 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it will. Yeah.
You know, if you build that in, I mean, to me, that's saying the Argos are 1.5-point favorites over Edmonton on a neutral field. But with the way Cody's playing right now, Chad Kelly's not there. Although you can't really hang that on Arbuckle.
No, it's not Arbuckle's fault.
To the Argo defense
and special teams, like Argo's defense and special teams are based. I don't look now. Okay, so here's where we're at with Arbuckle. Let's just take a look at Toronto here for a second. They're rolling into Edmonton this week. Right now, Arbuckle is second in the league in yards behind only Bo Levi Mitchell. And he's only 200 yards behind him, considering the season that Bo's having. And Bo's thrown the ball 20 more times. Arbuckle actually has a better completion percentage than Bo, Rourke, and VA, who are the other guys in the top 4. He's got 16 touchdowns, which is second in the league to Bo, but he has 10 interceptions, which is the most in the league. So he's got to dial that back a little bit. He has the highest interception percentage rate. Actually, no, Zach has the highest interception rate in the league this season. But Arbuckle is second among regular starting quarterbacks. So he's got to bring down the interceptions. But to me, special teams and defense have been killing the Argos right now. Like you're telling me they don't have Chad Kelly and Nick Arbuckle is over 70% completion and second in the league in passing yards, the second league in touchdowns. What would you tell me about the Argos?
Right? They're
fighting for top spot in the East.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Bo Levi has 21 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
BLM, man.
Yeah.
He's been born again.
Pretty damn impressive right there.
Whatever he took, we need to give that to Zach right now. And get him back to being Zach of 3-4 years ago like Bo is right now.
I'm just looking here. So 3 quarterbacks have played have started 9 games this year, played 9 games. Bo Levi, Arbuckle, and then Rourke didn't because I know Mazzoli started one, but he played in it and left. Or he dressed in it, but he didn't throw. But Bo has thrown the ball 335 times so far this season. Arbuckle's at 318, Rourke's at 237, but less playing time. And then VA missed a game. He's at 212. And then you've got Trevor Harris, who's played 2 fewer games than Bo so far. And he's got 13 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions, and he's over 2,000 yards already. And he's at 75% completion rate. So, yeah, interesting. But anyway, Arbuckle's not the reason. I guess that's what we were saying. Arbuckle's not the reason that the Argos have struggled so far this year. But an Arbuckle Cody Fajardo battle on a Friday night. And then we get the doubleheader on Saturday. The Ticats rolling into Saskatchewan to take on the Riders. What's the line? Ticats, Riders, first versus first.
Woo. Great game. Saskatchewan favored by 4.5.
3. Yeah. Just sitting at 3 right now. I thought maybe basically you're looking at it going, okay, well, you're saying it's a coin flip, right? If you're giving 3 to the Riders for home field advantage at Mosaic.
Riders should be a favorite. If these two teams are playing on a neutral field, who should be a favorite? I would say Saskatchewan.
I would say, I would probably say a slight favorite to the Riders, which is why you put it at 4.5.
Yeah. 4.5, 4. Well, that's interesting. So early leans. Is there another game?
There's another game. So I've got the one here Friday night and then flying Saturday morning to Vancouver for the Lions and the Alouettes. Lions at home against, Rod Smith said today they're going to Caleb Evans, but I didn't, did that get confirmed anywhere? Did they say that? There could be a switch at quarterback. They should probably just take off MBT's legs and put them on Davis Alexander and let him get back in there.
Hey, we glossed over that play. The MBT interception.
Oh my God.
The pick 6. Like what was the nasty bash like at that moment?
I had no idea what was going on. Like it didn't make any sense. Like I was watching it and I looked away and I looked back and I saw Ford taking off and I was like, what happened there? Like I didn't even see anybody. It was a horrible pick. That was an absolutely horrible interception. So
complete, like that was the game right there. Like I'm sitting here trying to figure out how the Elks can cover the 5.5, which was what we originally had on it, but there was other bets at 4.
Yeah.
And it had gone down. It closed at like 2.5, if I recall correctly. But regardless, they're up 13-4 at that moment, I believe, and could have done just basically kicked a field goal and made it 16-4. So a 12-point lead. You're like, okay, here we go. And then next thing you know, like in the final moments of the first half, Trey Ford's going the field, or Tyrell Ford.
Yeah, the other way.
Going the distance. And all of a sudden it's halftime. It's 13-11 and the Elks are right there. And then Cody in the end, did you see the Elks rushing stats for the game?
0, right?
Or lack thereof?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't know how that's possible, to be honest with you.
How is that possible?
I mean, how do you win a game? And it wasn't one of these 41-30 games like some of the other ones that we saw. But how do you win a game without running the ball in the Canadian Football League? Like I get some, Passers League, but it's really just a well spread out league. Fajardo had 14 yards rushing. Justin Rankin had just 5 carries for 0 yards. Leak had 1 carry for 0 yards. Like that's wild. Absolutely wild to me. But they won. So maybe that's a recipe for success. Who knows? Just don't run it all. Just continue to throw it.
But this last game is Alouettes at BC?
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't guessed the line yet, have you?
No, I'm going to go BC minus. I'll go 4.5.
Yes. Nailed it, buddy. I was hoping I was going to be like, just stick with your theory. Because, I mean, BC should be a slight favorite against my mom
the record isn't, but knowing that they don't have Alexander and the Lions are at home with Nathan Rourke. All right, well we hit those ones pretty good today. We're seeing the board well for the Canadian Football League.
We are seeing the board well in the CFL right now. Good work, Huss. I just had this message came in. Who's it from here? Let's see. In a sec. Travis says, curious guys, have you thought about doing regular segments or even a whole show on just fantasy sports? I feel like the Lock Shop works for it. It'd be cool to get more fantasy advice and less on just pure gambling odds sometimes. Yeah, we will be working in more fantasy this year for sure. Yeah, especially in August here too.
It's funny that you bring that up, Travis, because that I think has to be a big part of the next few weeks as we get ready for drafts.
I'm just bringing it up.
Both here, especially when we're both here. I mean, we can hit on the stuff that we want to hit off right off the bat.
Some position previews.
Yeah, then put a little guys that we're high on, guys that we're low on, looking at average I was like looking, and by the way, this ChatGPT addition to the phone is incredible. Like,
okay, wait, explain this to me. Is this like a new thing on a new phone? Like I still have an iPhone 11. Or is this just
this is the 16? But Siri, it asked you at the start, do you want to use ChatGPT for this? And finally, you just put it in. So let's say, just give me a player right now. Just a fantasy guy, not like a top guy.
Brian. Oh, like later down.
Just a middle of the road guy that we might be thinking about.
All right, let's go with DK Metcalf.
Oh, that's amazing. I was gonna say, why don't we just go DK Metcalf?
No, you weren't.
I was literally. That's
what?
Crazy.
Come on.
We do this. We're now sharing a half of a brain here. Okay,
that's crazy.
Hey Siri, what's the current average draft position for DK Metcalf? He's working with ChatGPT.
That
As
sound.
of August 11th, 2025, DK Metcalf is no longer with the Seattle Seahawks. He was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers in March 2025. Consequently, his average draft position, ADP, has likely changed, but specific current ADP data isn't readily available. For the most
Okay.
accurate and up-to-date...
So it tells you, well, you can look at that. However, let's just do, hey Siri, where is DJ Moore being drafted in fantasy right now? Average draft position. Oh, wait, I didn't. Hey Siri, where is DJ Moore being drafted in fantasy right now? Average draft position. And because I was doing this when I needed my keepers. I'm like, oh, is it worth keeping a guy there?
Yeah.
Here we are. As of August 11th, DJ Moore is being drafted as a mid to late second round pick in fantasy football draft, typically from the 20th to 24th overall selection. That's too high in my opinion.
That's too high in my opinion too. I was going to say this thing is drunk.
Yeah. See, but anyways, it'll go to show you. So I was using that when, okay, I was in a league where I can keep DK Metcalf, but I have to give up a 5th round pick. Well,
yeah.
Where's he being picked?
He is going like late 4th, 5th round, early 6th sometimes.
I guess my point is I'm just sitting here having 2-hour-long conversations with Siri these days instead of typing anything in.
Have you taught her to say, "Hey, Huss, would you like a sandwich?" or something like that? Like,
I have not. It would be great if once we can get to that level of service from the phone, it'll be next level. Speaking of sandwiches, are you a bagel guy?
Not necessarily. I'm not anti-bagel. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I will have a bagel sometimes, but maybe I am anti-bagel. I've never, I'll have a bagel straight up, but I've never had a bagel sandwich in my life. I
just had one and it was incredible.
Really?
These good bagel shops.
Where'd you get this at? A legit bagel shop.
Yeah. There's
Makes
a place
sense.
just across the river. I was ripping out. I wanted to get something quick. It's close. I'm like, I'll go in there.
Do you have a canoe across the river, or how's that work?
No. I used a vehicle and a bridge, but it wasn't quite like a port.
I used a vehicle and a bridge.
Get my dinghy up and just go and rip across. But a good bagel, good toasted bagel, like one of those, like if you're getting it from a really good spot, if they put good stuff on it, like it was a farmer sausage, egg and cheese.
Okay.
It was phenomenal. And then they've got like a club, this is more like a lunch.
The bagel's
thing,
not too thick in a sandwich, eh?
These ones, I know there's some bagels that are like, they're so thick you can't get through. These were good ones, but vote in the chat. Are you pro or con bagel sandwiches, especially both breakfast and that's his girlfriend Siri. I had a couple, but Siri's definitely high on the list. Siri, hey, listen. The Sev, I don't need Siri for Sev. I've got a WhatsApp chat with the staff. I just let them know what I'm coming for. It's there.
We used to have a pizza place that we lived behind in Lethbridge, and we could go knock on the back door, and we'd go, "Caw, caw," and they'd open it up and give us a slice. I've started the poll, Huss. Bagel sandwiches, yes or no?
Yes
let's see what people end up saying.
As of today, I'm a yes. I'm voting yes on that one. I quite enjoyed this one today.
Hey, speaking of fantasy, I'm going to bring this back around. I'm doing my big boy league that we play, and I finished second in it last year. It's a big boy league. It's my biggest entry fee of the season, so it's one I take very seriously. It's a super flex league, and I've been doing a bunch of best ball drafts, but I haven't done a super flex draft yet. So I'm doing one right now on this FFPC. It's just a $5 league to get into. It's a best ball, so I'll just set it and then come back around to it. It's interesting if you're playing in super flex leagues this year because basically from what I'm seeing so far, like this draft just started. It's a 6-hour slow draft, so I may not be picking till tomorrow morning. We'll see. It's been moving very slow so far. But Josh Allen went 1, Lamar Jackson went 2, Jaden Daniels went 3. But for super flex drafts this year, it's interesting because basically, after those 3 guys, Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow will be first-round picks as well. But then you might be looking at Patrick Mahomes in a Superflex league early second. And then it just sort of, in Superflex leagues, how usually quarterbacks just start going off the board like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I think this year there's like this top tier, and then there's the Mahomes and Mayfield maybe in there, and then it sort of falls off, and you can go after like the Drake Mays and the Jordan Loves a little bit later on. So I think Superflex leagues this year, if you're drafting and playing Superflex leagues, I think the quarterback picture is going to be a little bit different than it has been in the past. Like I remember in that league last year, what happened? I think there was like 6 or 7 quarterbacks that went in the first round. And then I took a Jamar Chase, Dak Prescott at the turn. I was drafting 12th. And this year in Superflex leagues, like that big boy league is one where we pull a card. And then if you pull the ace, you get your first choice of where you want to go. Yeah. And if Superflex drafts this year, man, I think you got to probably be top 7 to get one of the top 5 quarterbacks. Like if you're going to try to make a difference, which is different. Like usually you see 10 to 12 quarterbacks go in the first 2 rounds of a Superflex league. I just don't think that's going to be the case this year.
Oh, listen, if you're in a Superflex league, I just take the number 1 pick. I would just take number 1 because I think the advantage is not only getting your best quarterback, the guy, whoever you want.
Yeah.
But you're also getting that first pick of the 3rd round.
Yeah, you like the 2-3 swing there at the end, eh?
Well, for sure, because listen, even if everybody else is picking like 1 QB and another position, you got Josh Allen and you got Lamar, whoever you want at 1, and then you can get that other spot with another pretty darn good QB.
And throw a wide receiver
all the other
there.
Quarterbacks that have been picked, you'll also get another really elite player at that point. So all sorts of those questions we'll be doing. You know what we did last year? People love the marble races.
Yeah.
We got people to send in their fantasy football teams' names in their draft.
Yeah.
And we would do their draft order for them.
Oh, that's cool, actually. With a marble race?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so
that's
just send in your team. So we just screwed around at the end of a few shows and
put
it in. All right, this is for this league. Here you go. People can see it.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Did it with ours. Yeah, no, it's a fun way of determining the thing. So
anyway, for Travis who's asking, yes, we'll give you a bunch of fantasy football talk, especially over the next month, and then each week we'll try to keep tabs on everything as well. Duck Dad says, am I being an SG? And around here, us on the Nielsen show especially, the term silly goose is a swear word. So that's why you'll see SG pop up. It'll be abbreviated. Anyway, he says, am I being an SG if I take all home teams on the spread in the CFL this week? So let me go back here. So Winnipeg, right now it's -6.5. Edmonton -1.5. Riders -3. Lions -4.5. I mean, I think it's a little bit of silly goose. I'm
the only thing that's silly goose to me is the Bombers covering
the 6.5. Yeah.
I love the other 3. Love the other 3.
Drew Brown's got all his weapons back healthy again. Like Winnipeg's got a pretty damn good receiving core, man. Like,
or Ottawa, you mean Winnipeg's is...
Ottawa. Yeah. Hey, what did everybody say about Dylan Mitchell? Everybody wanted Dylan Mitchell. What are people saying about Dylan Mitchell in Winnipeg right now?
Well, I mean, he touched the ball a couple times.
I think he was second on their team in catches, actually. Yeah.
Which, I mean, the entire... Oh, God, I guess I'm going to pull this up right now because I know we're going to be talking about this at WST. But, I mean, the stat line of these games offensively, like Brady had a monster game. He was pretty much Mr. Everything. I mean, look at this box score here. 214 yards passing. But 100 of it to Brady Oliveira out the backfield.
On 9 targets. He caught all 9 of them. Like nobody else had more than 3.
The wide receiver, the leading receiver for the Bombers was Clercius with 3 catches for 32 yards. I mean, Mitchell had 3, Stearns had 3, Dembski had 3, Clevens had 3, Wheatfall had 1.
I gotta get Wheatfall going, man. He's a legit. I think he's got star potential. He's been quiet lately, I think.
Listen, I know Calgary's got a really good defense and they've looked awesome so far this year. But I mean, we're in a spot where like that Bomber offense, it was depressing. It was very reminiscent of the offense in the Grey Cup last year, where they just couldn't string together much, and there was a lot of punting, and then there was desperation. But what a shame for Sergio's 63-yarder to be overlooked.
Hey,
hopefully not forgotten. But
speaking of what a shame, Tommy Fleetwood with a few guys breathing down his neck on Sunday, buddy. I mean, and it wasn't a bunch of nobodies. It was Justin Rose. It was JJ Spawn. It was Scotty Scheffler. Did you actually think when Sunday morning started that Tommy Fleetwood would get the job done?
No, I thought Scotty Scheffler would win.
I thought Scotty Scheffler would too.
I mean, listen, I've just seen this story too many times. But then, Dusty, when Scheffler was on the 15th hole, had given one back, and Fleetwood was at -16 and had the lead, I'm like, finally, Tommy Ladd,
this is it.
Get it done. And then he didn't. And next thing you know, it's a playoff, and he's not even in it. Justin Rose is such a stud, man. He birdied the last 4 holes.
Cold-blooded killer down the stretch there, buddy.
Yeah, he was so good. And JJ Spawn, for a guy that everyone thought was a one-hit wonder fluke, what a season he's
having a great year. Absolutely
amazing. He's
wonderful.
Going to be on the Ryder Cup team. He's making himself a ton of money right now. So that was great. And listen, the one thing, we can maybe get into this tomorrow more when they're back playing, but did you see the Jays game yesterday against the Dodgers? I didn't watch the game, but I caught part of it. Yeah. Literally. And I mean, listen, I know, it's August right now. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played, but it kind of feels like the Jays, with where they're at right now, are playing like pennant race baseball every day, which they kind of are. That was one of the more epic regular season baseball games I've ever seen. Like, Vlad with the homer. They go back to back with Barger. Hoffman walks them loaded and then walks in a run. It's 4-4. Ernie Clement, first pitch goes up, and then it looked like they were absolutely screwed. And this Mason Fluharty coming in, striking out Ohtani and getting Mookie Betts out. I mean, the biggest 2 outs of that guy's life. Oh, man, it was just an amazing, amazing game. Big, big win. Red Sox and Yankees lose yesterday. So very, very nice day for the Blue Jays, who are feeling it now heading into
it was good to get something out of that series, right? And in that fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got crushed in the first 2. But, I mean, hey, the Dodgers are going to do that to a lot of teams. So it's good stuff.
It's coming up on WST, buddy.
Well, a lot of talk about the CFL weekend. We'll certainly dive into the Bombers. Josh Frey-Sam from the Freep is going to jump on. Rowicki will pop on. We'll hit a few NFL, NHL topics, get his thoughts on the Bombers. And then CBL season ended up yesterday. I guess you guys thumped us pretty good. The Stingers beat up. Good thing is for the Sea Bears that we're hosting the championship weekend. So we'll look back at the season, see where we are right now, and look ahead to a big party in the Peg in a couple weeks.
All right, buddy. And you're off tomorrow. So what do you host a little event? What's going on there?
Yeah, well, we got the Manitoba Open here. Like the PGA of Americas, whatever tournament, it's a breezy, which we do a ton of work with. So they've got a media day tomorrow, and they've got me hosting it with Ryan Hart, who used to run the Players Championship.
That's your buddy, right?
President's Cup. So we're going to be doing some stuff with them and a few of the other media, and then I'll finish up their golfing. I will do the show, and then maybe get out for the back 9 when I'm all done. So yeah, we'll do some picks for the CFL on Wednesday on the show, and a shout out to Maddie or whoever's going to jump in for one day.
Excellent. Sounds good, buddy. We will let you slide away and get ready for Winnipeg Sports Talk.
Take it easy, gang.
There you go. That is us from WST. We do have the early bird bet up from a little bit earlier on. I just threw another one over. See if the guys can get that up as well, because we were talking about, we said maybe stay away from the Bombers at 6.5 for now. If you like Winnipeg, maybe wait, because I think that number is going to come down. I mean, if you like Ottawa, you should smash it now at 6.5. It was already at 7 today. It's already come down to 6.5. So if you like the Red Blacks, well, not even if you don't like the Red Blacks, but I just think there's really good value there at 6.5 on the Red Blacks in Winnipeg. Then you've got, so what I did was I said Elks money line, move the Riders down to 2.5, and move the Lions from 4.5 to 2.5. So it'll be Riders minus 2.5, so inside a field goal. Lions inside a field goal, and then just the Elks on the money line. And that'll be popping up on the EST specials page as well, to go along with the Bombers and Elks, both on the money line to win at plus 163. That bad boy is already sitting up there. And as I mentioned earlier, if you missed a little bit later on, put in this request a little while ago. The boys have taken care of it over at Play Alberta. Many of you, especially when the trade first happened, were like, need to get Calder odds on Ike Howard. Now you will find him on the Play Alberta website as Isaac Howard. It is the same guy. All right. So if Ike Howard wins the Calder, you do cash your Isaac Howard bet. Here are the top 7 for Calder Trophy odds this season. Demidov plus 215, heavy favorite. I do like that. Meese is at 870. Zeev at plus 880. Snuggerud at 1040. Ryan Leonard at 1220. Zane Perrick at 1370. Isaac Howard at 15 to 1. A number that I said right off the top of the lock shop today will not be going up. It will only be going down as money comes in on this guy. So it's Edmonton. People are excited about him. I would think by the time this closes to open the season, he's probably just inside Ryan Leonard in that 12 to 1 range. But you can get it right now at 15 to 1. That's Isaac Howard for the Calder Trophy. We'll talk about it a little bit coming up on the oil stream here as well. Lots to get to on the oil stream today. We're going to take a look at, is Darnell Nurse only a whipping boy because the media protects him? That's what I'm hearing on Twitter this morning. So we'll get to that a little bit. NHL.com has some Oilers point predictions that we will, did I say a combination of predictions and projections? I think I said projections. It seemed weird. I didn't say that properly. Anyway, we're going to get into that a little bit as well. We'll discuss this Ike Howard number with our partners over at Play Alberta as well. That is going to do it for the Lock Shop today. Thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck if you're riding on something tonight, and we will talk to you tomorrow.